Been excited and glad to be here. Not too far from home, so very comfortable. It's been a really exciting couple of weeks for us, and it's probably, been a great example of just how resilient the team that we have. They're a player-led team. They've done an excellent job in the last couple of weeks, kind of working through some things, but you can see how much they love each other, how much they love ball. And it just makes it fun to be around. It's the reason why I coach, and I know I speak on behalf of our coaching staff and everybody that's involved. It's been fun. We're looking forward to it, and we've got a great group of guys, and it's going to be exciting against a really good Old Dominion team. Very similar to who we are, just different parts of this, this country, and almost mirror images, exact mirror image of our records. So, and then we have an opportunity to play for a great cause for the Cure Bowl and make a statement here across the country about who we are and continue our process and keep building upon our culture. So we're excited, and I know these guys they'll repeat the same. And I'm just fortunate enough to be in a position, that I'm in. Mr. Higgins and entrusted upon me to help, finish leading this team, and we're here to finish our season. And I think that's the bottom line of all this. We're here to finish our season. I've been fortunate enough to be in this program for, this is my 11th year total. We've had an 11-win team. We've had a 10-win team. But like I told these guys at practice the other day, you can put that all aside. The teams that we've played and the schedule we've played, some of the greatest teams we've had here only got the 9 wins. So, we've had a really good season. We've done some great things, but we can really put our stamp on in college football in this, in the 25 season, and really put a stamp on who we are in this program. And this will be this is a big game for us. And it's all business. We get across those lines. It's all business, but these guys are enjoying each other, and we get to Wednesday. We're ready to play.
Just raise your hand.
All right. Simple.
Coach, Patrick Kyle Nash here in front with A7BN. I would be remiss to ask this as long as you've been with the USF program and you're here in Orlando. Has there been any talk or any bit of the hype of the fact that you guys are here at a bowl game in UCF's home city there, but they are not bowling this year?
I haven't even thought about it, quite frankly. I think it's all about us. It's all about these players. Anything outside of this team is, we haven't thought about it. We've been focused on our process and what we're doing, and I really didn't even think about it. They're not in a bowl game. I didn't know.
With that in mind, Coach, let me bring it to football real quick. And there's been a lot of talk with offense leading up to this game, both sides having their quarterbacks opt out. But both you guys have very interesting defenses, too. And Mac, up here on the stage, he has 100 tackles, the kind of thing you expect to see from a linebacker that's leading a team. But he's also among the leader in interceptions on the squad. And then you have another linebacker in Jalen that has 7 passes defended. How big is that versatility from those guys helping out the defense, and how important will it be on Wednesday?
These guys, they've all, done a heck of a job. And it's made a difference in a lot of ball games. Mac's done a phenomenal job, on the field. But probably the most impressive thing that he and really these guys that I'm sitting with and several others is what they've done in the locker room, what they've done off the field with each other. And they will also tell you that they haven't done this thing by themselves. You look at some of the things Mac, and I hear Mac on the sidelines, I hear him at practice. Everything's tied together. Turtle doesn't get up on the fence post all by himself. There's some help. The guys up front have done a heck of a job. The guys on the back end have done a heck of a job. And I think he'll tell you that. Any calls not designed for any one player. It's designed, for the defense, for the team. And some people stand up and they can make those plays. And Mac's done a heck of a job. All these guys have done a great job.
This is for all the players. Max, starting with you, Coach just said you guys are a player-led team. When change is happening within your program during a season, how were you guys able to come together as a group, and why did you want to come together to finish the season off right?
Well, I would say the answer to the how and the why would just be the love that we have for each other.
and the love that we have for the game. A different situation for us. I've never personally been in a situation like this where, you do good things throughout the year and, it creates opportunity for other people. But, we look at each other every single day and we go out and play for each other. So whether it's practice or the game or whatever it is, and like KP says it all the time, we should be able to go out there and run practice on our own because of how player-led we are. But I would say it stems from just the care that we have for each other and then the respect and love that we have for the game.
Yeah. Cole, what is the DNA of this football team?
Man, this football team, I've never been a part of a group of guys that, like Max said, love each other and truly have each other's back like we do. The way that we've handled this situation, is a direct reflection of just the brotherhood and the love that we do have for each other. And just like Max said as well, like the leadership on this team has done a phenomenal job not flinching and just focusing on where we need to go and where our feet are.
And Christian, how have you seen that translate in practice, the last couple of weeks when you guys knew you were coming here to Cure Bowl?
I think, like KP said, is, coaches steer the boat, but the players power it. We make the thing go. We knew there's going to be a lot of transition, and there was a lot of uncertainty for a little bit, but we knew we got the opportunity to come here. Again, 10 wins, a lot of pride, and a lot of guys on the team that care about USF, and so practice didn't change. And I think you said it earlier, we should go out and be able to do practice without coaches. So every day we go out and, if you're not meeting the standard, a player's going to call you out. We don't let the coaches do that. It's all about us. And, he said they're not going to remember the coaches after the season. They're going to remember the players. And so it's a bit of pride, and that's why we've been working like we have been.
Hey, Coach, James Hill with James Hill Sports. Congratulations on all of your success. Cancer. It's ugly. We've all been touched by it, or we know people who have dealt with cancer. Talk a little bit about that cause, and then just talk a little bit about continuing to move this ship forward, if you will.
And I forget who it was that said it last night. I'll just say it like this. My roommate in college, if he didn't break his leg in one of our camps, I don't know if they'd ever have found that cancer as quick as they did. That hit home to me immediately. This is my roommate, my brother. He's from my hometown, Brad Shirey. It was really one of my first experiences. You think of, we're all young men, and you think we're we're on top of the world. We're indefensible. It can get anybody. And I couldn't. It's just fate, just to be in an opportunity to be here in a bowl like this and to support such a huge cause. It's humbling. And it's a reminder, too. We're very fortunate to do what we do, be healthy, and get out there on the field. And it's a blessing that I know none of these guys take for granted. So, one of my best friends last year or 2 years ago back home in West Palm Beach got kidney cancer. And, I'll never forget that, too, just overwhelming. And it was overwhelming for me just to see such a great friend go through what he went through. So, and I think everybody to some degree either has, encountered this or they soon will. And I just could be more proud to be a part of something so strong and to help, because it'll humble you in a heartbeat. And again, like I said, I've seen it, firsthand. And I just talked to them, both of them, right before we came over here, and they were excited that we were in a bowl, and they're huge football fans. They're athletes themselves, and just told them again, we're going to win this game for these players, but also for them as well. And I told them both that, and it touched me, and it touched me a big deal. So I'm very proud to be here, and I'm very, very proud to represent University of South Florida in this bowl.
Hey, Mac, the opportunity to play in Orlando, Camping World Stadium, the stage. You guys play at Ray J and on big stages, but just talk a little bit about this week's opportunity.
I think for a lot of us, especially for myself, again, being able to play another bowl game just closer to home, so that a lot of family and friends can come down and watch us play. But honestly, it's not really about the location necessarily, man. I'm just happy to be able to go play another one with my brothers and go out and put on the field what our culture is and what we stand for, and create a standard for the USF Bulls to come.
Cole, can you just talk about what you see from Gaston Moore as he steps into this role as the starter?
Yeah, absolutely. Gaston Moore, he's done a phenomenal job all year, being ready to go. Everyone in this program has full faith and trust in him. He's a great guy. He's always got a smile on his face. Everybody on this team loves him. He's a super competitive guy. He's really serious about his work, and he understands what it takes. And like I said, everybody trusts him, and I'm really excited for him to have this opportunity and go out and kind of showcase his skills in this game, and it's going to be a good game to watch.
I mean, how do you think you guys have rallied around him in this moment?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, full faith, full trust. We got his back. We've told him all week, we're going to go as you go. We're going to protect you, and we're going to buy you all the time you can to put the ball where it needs to go. So we got full faith and trust in Gas.
And let me say something. I'm the D-line, the D-line coach. I think that's not just popped up here recently. I think, through camp and being on the other side of the ball, I think he's impressed people. We had a phenomenal player in Byron, but, I think Byron would tell you the same thing, and these guys will share it. He's impressed us all year. I think there's many times I even sit back, did you see that throw? That was unbelievable. And he has a ton of confidence, and he's played a lot of ball. This is, he's not a young guy. But I've been impressed. I get to sit back behind the quarterback sometimes. I see some throws like, oh, you see that? He's impressive. So, and I think the whole point I just wanted to add in, the confidence of the team has always been there. Next man up, and he's ready to roll.
Christian, what have you seen from the coaching staff? Coach Patrick, who has been chosen to lead this team in this one game.
So I grew up a USF fan, and, he was coaching there before I even started going to games as a little kid. But having KP chosen to lead us, I was super excited. He was there when the team was started, so that's special for me. But so many coaches stepping up in different ways, just like players are as well. A lot of guys doing jobs that they haven't been doing all season or doing more on top of what they were already doing. So just like us, the coaches have stepped up, put a game plan together we're pretty confident in, and made sure we feel confident. And, we've been with the offensive staff, and do you like this? Do you not like this? And they've been super receptive to our ideas as well. And so it's been a total team effort to what we're going to put on the field on Wednesday.
All right. For Mac, when you see an opponent lined up opposite you and they've got 9 wins as well, how motivating is that, knowing that you're going to get somebody pretty good?
Oh, it's always motivating as competitors, and this whole team. I think it's safe to say we're full of competitors, and we're glad to go out there and play against a team that we know is gonna put up the same fight that we will. ODU is a great school, great team, and they very 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 talented. So definitely have the utmost respect for them. But again, at the end of the day, go through our process and listen to these coaches who've done a great job these few weeks of just getting us prepared, and go out there and just play the way we know how to play.
I'm going to keep going. Okay. No, just for each player, how special is it to play in this game knowing what it represents, that it raises money for cancer research? Mac, if you want to start, and then Cole and Christian.
It's super special. Not too long ago, I had an uncle pass away from terminal cancer, so it's super special for me to be able to get out here and represent a great cause. I think it'll be huge for my family to see that. It'll be pretty cool for them. But again, great cause, and I can't wait to get out there and wear that badge.
Yeah, absolutely. Same with me. I think we've all known somebody or been affected or touched by, cancer in some way. So to come out and represent and kind of fight for something that's bigger than ball, is huge. And it really hit me deep last night at our welcome event when all the directors of this great bowl, they kind of got up and shared a little bit of their stories and talked about why we're here and what this really represents. And it kind of makes you, take a step back for a second. And it's a real world problem, that so many people suffer from daily. And so just to be here and represent this and, fight for this cause, it's an honor.
For me personally, I've done a lot of stuff this season for my dad's situation, battling like end-stage kidney disease. So for my last football game to be with a bowl game that does a lot for another disease that a ton of people battle truly means a lot. And his sister also passed away from brain cancer. So I have a personal connection there, but also just, playing for something bigger than yourself. It's a lot bigger than ball, and we'll all tell you football is what we do, it's not who we are, and so being able to represent something bigger is a very cool opportunity.
I'd hate to follow that up with a football question. It's a great story, guys. Thank you for sharing. But Mac, you first, and Coach, you have your defensive point of view as well. If you want to add in, go right ahead. There's been some talk about how impressive you are watching Gaston. Conversely, the other side is bringing in does not have their starting quarterback for this game. May not be the most film on the guy upcoming. What kind of challenge does that bring to you guys as you prepare for this game on Wednesday with that in mind?
Again, they've got great players across the board over there, so we're expecting, that the guys to step up and, do their part just as well as the other guy did. But again, at the end of the day, be us, stick to our process and, go fly around and hit.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's brought on this team just like there for a reason. I mean, I believe we were talking about they got one of their backers is second or third. I mean, team guy that's just stepped up. You don't see a difference, and it's just like I told the guys the other day, and probably definitely on both sides. Somebody's going to surprise you. I've seen it throughout my whole career. That next man up mentality. You don't have to get ready if you stay ready, and I think our guys have always done that, and we play a lot of guys, and they do too. So. They got a heck of a football team. Coach Ronnie's done a heck of a job building the culture there that I've been aware of, since he's been there, and it's remarkable. I mean, those guys are going to be out there ready to compete, but we got a lot of guys too now that are ready to step up. And again, I'm going to say it, there's going to be somebody that's going to surprise everybody, and they're going to step up and show out, and that's what this game's all about. And those are the great stories in sports, where you get in moments like this, and it just, somebody just steps, rises to the occasion and just shines. And I think you're going to see that. I know you're going to see that on Wednesday, and it's going to be a whole bunch of fun. So get ready.
Coach, the offensive side of the football, USF, Brown and the guys, just talk a little bit about the potency and how special your team is.
We talked about this too the other day, and I remember went back over with the D-line as well, and I'm always with the offense line all throughout the year. That's where it starts, up front. Byram's made a lot of plays. Their quarterback made a lot of plays, but the line of scrimmage with starts up front. We got a great group of guys with a lot of experience with Cole and a whole slew of them, and these guys they've done a heck of a job, and it's. I just couldn't be more impressed. And again, we talk about process. That word's thrown around all the time, but it's how they live their life. And up front, that's where the game's going to be won. And I truly believe that. Quarterback can't do anything unless you got somebody protecting them. Wide receivers and running backs can't do anything unless you got somebody that's protecting and blocking for them. And in this game, that's where it's going to be played. And that's something we've talked about. We're going to we got to win that trench. That's where it's going to start, and that's where it's going to stop. And I truly believe that's what this game's going to be about. That's what we've talked about. That's what we've practiced about, and that's what we're going to continue to be about.
Mac, I noticed you were admiring that helmet. What do you think of it?
I want it.
So.
I'll let y'all keep it. Let y'all keep it.
So the helmets are significant in that it represents, the pink one obviously represents breast cancer, the gold for childhood cancer, yet they're specially crafted by an artist, a famous artist that has some sayings on there talking about kind of the DNA behind cancers and stuff. But I'm glad you guys like them. But yeah, they will be up for auction sometime, right, Alan?
I ain't got 10,000, but maybe we could, have a conversation, talk about it. I don't know.
Take a lot of pictures with it.
Yeah. Just keep a good eye on it before I get out of here. That's all I would say.